very happy today that we're putting all these educational initiatives together to be with one of a great friend that now represent AIMA. We're going to talk about what is AIMA and why this is important for alternative investment. Why? Because we are, remember, fintech, artificial intelligence, but towards alternative investment, which we came from. Michelle, I'm very happy to have you here at SAL.
I'm delighted to be here.
And then I want you to tell the audience about what you guys are doing in AIMA, why it is important. Obviously, this is small people in funds and all the service providers and the audience in Latin America. You know Latin America.
I work there.
So definitely tell the audience, what do you think about AIMA contribution to the overall growth of the industry, please?
Sure. Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Michelle.
AIMA is the Alternative Investment Management Association, and essentially it is the global trade body for hedge funds and private debt funds. We started nearly 30 years ago in London and have been in Asia, Latin America, North America, across Europe through that time, really acting as the voice of the industry. Our industry and our members are the largest hedge funds in the world, new and startup managers, investors, and all the service providers who really make our industry work and function. What we do is we educate investors, we educate regulators about the value of our industry and what's going to make it function. We educate fund managers about how to run their business. There's so much now in our industry that is not related to investment.
Absolutely.
And it's so important. Most of these firms are small businesses. They have a few people. So peer-to-peer education is critical and of paramount importance. So we connect our members locally and internationally to really get the best and to really navigate this increasingly complex industry and landscape.
Michelle, women's.
Yes, I am one.
We need women. So if you guys are there seeing that, forward that to the women's in Latin America, in the Miami area. You know me, you can call me crazy, but actually I'm trying to step in on a neutral role and help with education. We need that. We need the teenagers to understand.
We need male allies.
Absolutely. Listen, Michelle, why don't you actually specific target women's and tell them what it feels to be in this man environment? Because they are there too. They are smart girls, smart women in Latin America, Brazilians, Argentinians, Peruvians, Venezuelans. Just direct your message to the women. How you were able to manage this at this level in AIMA, and what is the message for all these women that are seeing us today?
So I've been really lucky in my career to work with fantastic people, both men who've been really great mentors and colleagues in my career, as well as women. The problem is there's just not enough of the women.
Yes.
So we need to make sure that we can increase that population. Part of it is outreach at a younger age and making sure that they're get to have an interest and understand the benefit of our industry and really the value it has, helping people retire securely, helping people manage our portfolios, helping endowments provide scholarships to people. So there really is a larger impact that our industry has beyond just making money.
Absolutely. Listen, Michelle, the other important part is you work for this institution. What do you think is the message for the students? Remember, we're going to, and I'm never going to forget the teenagers. We're also going to go to the young adults, but the ones that are in the middle, like you and I in the industry, and they want to move things around. Never giving up. Failures. Tell us a story, because at the end of the day, Michelle, people think like we never fail. We do fail.
Yeah.
We have our own demons. So why don't you tell them about this concept of never giving up and keep pushing and pushing and pushing, please?
Well, I think there's a few things. First of all, you really have to find something you're passionate about. Myself, if you can believe it, I studied comparative literature and French. I never thought I'd be in hedge funds. I never had any family in this industry. It was really something that I only found once I started working. And I was really glad it did, because it was able to engage me creatively on so many different important problems. It's not an easy industry. I've seen lots of funds start and fail, but the great thing is that's the nature of it. It's a really dynamic place and marketplace to be. So really having the idea to be bold, to try something, to pivot when necessary, to be humble and accept guidance and feedback, I think all of that's going to be really, really useful.
Michelle, somebody brought us together to this conference. And you know, whether, as he says, whether you like your President Trump or not, whether you like Anthony Scaramucci or not, he's been a leader. We need to thank him. Why don't you tell them about when we came 8 years ago?
Yeah.
8 years ago, Michelle and I were coming to this conference. You see the evolution. What do you got to tell the audience about that?
So 8 years ago, I was working for a hedge fund in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as an American, but it was a fantastic experience. And Victor had this idea to make sure that Latin America was represented in our industry, because so often you hear about opportunities and it's US, Europe, Asia, and rest of world.
Absolutely.
So, we're really sick of Latin America getting discounted, and I think there's so much great talent in that market. It was really wonderful to have a home to be able to do this at SALT. What was that, 2000
I think it was 2011.
2011. It was a fantastic vision, and really grateful to Anthony and to SALT for receiving us.
We're gonna invite Michelle, the people for next year. I'm speaking with Anthony, with Brett Messing, that is now the president of the company. Trey Gajeski and Reynolds has done a great job with the investment. But we want to incorporate Latin America. We think we deserve it. The pension plans, the big investors there. So listen, Michelle, the other thing I want you to tell them is about education.
Yeah.
Why education is important, whether it's Kaya, CFA Society, whether it's your MBA, whether it's just formal education, or just getting a book. What is the message? And remember, you're a woman. You got to go to that audience. We need those women, please.
Yeah, no, I think it's incredibly important. Again, I think the first thing you need to do is just be a curious person. So for me, that's what really drove me academically, and learning about a wide range of things that is increasingly relevant, even if it was studying Russian history, for example. These things come in to play in ways that you don't expect it. But then when it came to make sure that I did have the financial knowledge to be able to do it and succeed in this career, I started into the Kaya Association program, which was quite useful. And in fact, AIMA is one of the co-founders of Kaya now about 15, 16 years ago. And it's such a practical approach. It's definitely doable. It requires an investment of time, but it's a tremendous resource that you can do anywhere in the world. I did it in Brazil. It doesn't require you having to be in New York or in London or in Hong Kong. So education is so important. You have to read every day. I'm still learning. Coming to these panels here, reading the news, reading new white papers, also forcing myself out of my comfort zone. Recently, I've been more active in digital assets.
Absolutely.
And that's been a really great opportunity.
We kind of
alternative data, responsible investing. What's really fascinating is by being in this industry, it really touches so many different things.
Absolutely.
So if you are a curious person, if you really like to learn, if you like to have that analytical rigor on top of it, we want you in this industry.
Michelle, women's again, family. How do you handle the kids, your husband? You're basically out there traveling in every of these events. If you can do it, everybody can do it. So I don't believe in the sacrifice of the family. So why don't you tell them about that, please?
The most important thing is to have the right partner in your life. So marry well and choose well, because that's really a key to success.
Absolutely.
But I'm really honored to have a working mother who modeled she was a police officer. First female police officer.
You see that? Everybody has a story. Michelle Noyes, huh?
Yeah, so, it showed me what you can do being underrepresented in a profession. And, it was always really great to have her as a role model. So, while I miss my children and I'm picking up toys for them here, I think long term, hopefully they'll see the work that I'm doing and be inspired in their own careers and lives.
Michelle, in the name of iLAfin, the team that put all this together, Wall Street Tour, StockTrack, which is the global simulator that has been working for 28 years, Michelle, I want to thank you. Because for me, it's important, AIMA, and obviously that people understand that we are bringing the best potential education. Michelle, un beso. Thank you. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.